Walt, man, that was a very definitive performance for you. Do you feel like fighting a newcomer, especially you're originally supposed to fight a ranked guy, that's kind of what you had to do in there?
Yeah, for sure. I had to make a statement tonight. I couldn't let him get comfortable. I couldn't let him get over the fact that he was in the UFC. Like, that's a real thing. You know what I mean? I could tell he was like, oh crap, like this is real. I can sense that. So I just wanted to stay in his face, put a little pressure on him, and see how he adapted. And he didn't really adapt very well. He kind of went right back to where I wanted him to. I was like, well, all right, if you're gonna go there, then I'm gonna try to finish the fight. That's what I know. That's all I know. So.
This has been the best run you've been on in the UFC. Is there something you can point to specifically that's clicking for you right now that maybe wasn't when you were, kind of alternating wins and losses and struggling a little bit?
I think it's just the self-belief. I think, I came in, like I told TSN earlier, I felt like I had a lot of pressure, which was a lot of pressure I put on myself, to be honest. They were expecting a lot out of me. I was expecting a lot out of myself, and I almost didn't know how to handle that. And with the fights and the ups and downs, it's kind of seasoned me for this moment that I'm in right now, this season that I'm in. I think that I'm ready for success. I'm prepared for it mentally, physically. I made a gym change. I'm training different. I'm training smarter. I'm training harder. But I got a lot of people that are making sure my game is rounding out, and I'm not just a knockout guy. I kind of wanted to go a little bit longer tonight so I could show you guys some of the stuff that I've been training and working on. I've really been grappling my butt off. And I think that's a part of my game people are going to be pleasantly surprised with. So, maybe next fight we'll see. But
what is it like going from fighting the number 9 heavyweight in the world, Alexei Oleinik, to a guy making his debut relatively unknown?
It's the same for me, man. I treat all these guys like they're the champ. When their name's on that paper, I think of them as the champ. I go into a training camp with that mentality. I don't, say, well, oh, he's a new guy or this, he's that. If anything, I wanted to make sure I stayed myself. I didn't get, out of character. I stayed even keeled, and I showed a veteran, side in there tonight. That's what I wanted to do.
Well, if you had some names after, why do you still want the Oleinik fight? What's going to change, and why the Justin Willis fight?
I think the Oleinik fight is a good fight for me, and it's a way for me to break into the top 10. And I've also trained with Alexei. We're good friends, so I think it'd be kind of a fun little, story for you guys to spin. And Justin Willis is just a fight that the fans have been asking me for. I get tagged in so many posts on social media a day about fighting Justin Willis. So I hit him up. I said, well, let's do it. And then he kind of played it to the left like I wasn't on his level, which kind of pissed me off. So any day he want to share the octagon, I'm with it. And I'll make an example out of him too.
Do you worry that you might not be able to get those matchups, given that you're coming off like 3 wins? Whatever would happen with the Arlovski thing, and they're both coming off losses.
It may not happen. It may happen. I don't know. It just depends. But that's what I want. Honestly, I just want to fight in Abu Dhabi in September if I can. But whoever the UFC gives me, man, I pride myself on being a company, man. So whoever they offer me, I'm gonna be ready to take them.
Why Abu Dhabi?
I just never been, man, and it seems like a cool place. I feel like why not? Let's go over there and make it exciting.
What do you think about Justin Willis' sort of shtick? You're not the first heavyweight who's tied to a Barca, obviously isn't a big fan of his and stuff like that. What do you make of it all?
There's guys I think in this organization that try too hard. You know what I mean? I just don't. I've never been that guy. I've always gone out there and fought and let my hands and my feet do the talking. I don't feel like I got to go on social media and bag and drag and do all this stuff and all these little schemes and stuff, which I get that's where the game's going, but, he just rubs me the wrong way. I just, he's brash and he's not that good. Like, the guy is really not that good. I just have to keep it 100. I just don't see nothing in his game that makes me go, wow. So, it is what it is.
Did you feel like that before? He obviously didn't have a great performance against Curtis Blades, but
nah.
Did you think about that before?
Yeah, I've always felt like that. When I asked him to fight me, I felt like that. And he we had words on the internet, and that was that. But, it'd be a fun fight for me for sure.
UFC just made Daniel Cormier and Stipe Miocic official for August. Do you think this is the right move for the heavyweight title picture?
I do.
Now with Brock Lesnar's not around?
Yeah, man, it was a logjam because of Brock, and I think that if anybody deserves a title shot, it's Stipe right now. And I think Daniel deserves it. The only thing I do feel is a little bit hurt for Daniel, because I think that he needed that big money fight. I think Brock kind of dangled it in his face and snatched it away from him. That's kind of jacked up. But, Daniel deserves it. I want to see him go out on his high horse. I really like the guy. So, If he wants to hang around, I hope that I can make it to him and try to get a chance to fight for that belt.
What kind of position does it leave the division? And if Daniel beats Stipe again and then retires, and the belt's left vacant, and Stipe, who's the top-ranked guy, is coming off 2 losses.
It's gonna turn into the Wild Wild West, I think. I mean, that'd be crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's crazy. I really never thought about that. We'll see, I guess, when that moment comes. But I'm gonna try to thrust myself into the conversation, especially if that happens, for sure.
Curtis Blades, after it was announced Lesnar plans to retire, he was pretty, upset, I suppose, just with Lesnar taking up the spot and not using it, not going forward with the fight. Do you sort of feel for the top contenders that perhaps missed out on a title shot because Lesnar has been sort of moving? And
yeah, I mean, these guys only have so long to fight, and he's making money doing other things. I don't think it's fair that you hold up something that you're not even involved in. You know what I mean? But I get that the money talks, and I understand that. But at the same time, be honorable. We're martial artists. Like, let these guys have their chance while you're not here, and it is what it is. I don't know.
Your situation with USADA was cleared up a week or two before this fight. 4-month suspension, of course, didn't have any impact on this fight already over. How nice is it to put that in the past and move on from it?
Oh, it's a wonderful feeling, man. Like I said, that was a part of the things I alluded to in the cage about, just ups and downs and just things that come out of nowhere. You know what I mean? I did not expect that. You know what I mean? That hit me over the head like a ton of bricks. So we dealt with it. USADA, Jeff Nowitzki, Donna Marcolini, they were amazing. Like, they really, really came to my aid. Like I said, it was a VADA test for those that don't know. Like, there's been a lot of confusion with that. Like, people thought I failed the USADA test. It wasn't a USADA test. It was for VADA. I passed all my USADA tests. USADA just had to do a follow-up and do a study of all the supplements and see if I was telling the truth. And they agreed that 4 months was perfect. And so that's where we were with that. I'm my hat's off to USADA for the way they handled it. I really, really appreciate it.
Now, this still wasn't cleared up, and you're training for this fight on May 4th. Was there any concern as you're training? Maybe I get 6 months, and in that case, you would still be under suspension today.
No, because I knew I didn't do anything wrong. I just needed them to do their due diligence and find out the same thing I already knew. And when they came to that conclusion, they told me, going into it, they were like, if we find out you did not do anything like you say, it's going to be 4 months. So I went in the gym and just started grinding. Like, all right, I'm waiting on the call to be like, hey, you're good. And it happened. It's exactly how it happened. They called me. Jeff reached out to me. I actually got to speak with him in Atlanta a little bit, and he just told me straight up, he's like, look, you're good, man. Just be ready to go, head out to Canada and do your thing.
Since that situation happened, have there been any changes that you've made?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I definitely don't buy my own supplements anymore over the counter. I have a nutritionist now who itemizes everything, clears everything before I take it, and that's pretty much it. And keep moving.
We just talk about maybe a lawsuit against a supplement maker. Is that still the plan? You just let them make it?
For sure. I mean, I'm not, like I said, that's in the background, kind of moving and operating. But I am. I feel like I've always been a clean fighter. I've never failed a test since I've been in the UFC, and for that to happen, it kind of like, man, that tore me apart more than anything. It wasn't so much that I was going to get suspended or I couldn't fight this time. It was just that I didn't want people to look at me and say, oh, he's a cheater. I pride myself on being an athlete. Like, I've always been the one that spoke up for that. So that's what I'm fighting for. It's not about money. It's not about any of that other than to say, hey, this guy did wrong. He knows he did wrong, and he's standing by that. And he's saying, hey, I'm sorry. So that's why I'm attacking it like I am.
Did that feeling kind of fuel your training and performance for this fight?
No doubt. No doubt, bro. Like, I was on a whole nother planet in the gym because I was like, look, I got to show these people this is God-given. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm not trying to be brash, but,
Thanks, Walt.
Thank you, guys.